Welcome everybody to a brand new episode of Fair Faithful Podcast. I'm Brandon Free and joined by me are my co-hosts, Dion from Niner Gang Podcast. We got Christian in the house and we got Niner Beto from Niner Sickness Podcast. How we doing, fellas?
Good.
Good.
Everybody's down because of the loss today and everybody's tired. I feel it, man. So let's just get right into it. Just let's just talk about this brutal loss. What the hell happened today against the Vikings? Dion, let's start with you first, man.
Defense gave everything they had, and the offense didn't give them shit in return. Offense just looked stagnant. It was just super weird to watch. The other thing is, it just kills me. We just can't beat Minnesota in Minnesota. And this has been going on since 1992. So, when it comes to us being at home against them, we can find a way to win. When it comes to the playoffs, we can find a way to win. But for some reason, every time we set foot in Minnesota, we get skull clapped in the face, and they seem to find a way to figure it out. Sam Darnold normally is a person who would see ghosts. This motherfucker was 17 to 26 for 268 yards, 2 TDs, and an interception. We did get to sack him about 3 times, but honestly, it just was a situation where the defense did all they could, and the offense gave them nothing in return. At least that's my opinion. I'm gonna kick it down to Beto. What you think, man?
Oh man, it's for me. I'm with you, bro. The offense looked out of sorts. The penalties, bro. The penalties, the undisciplined. Kyle being Kyle. I'm a big, huge defender of Kyle, but today, 4th and 1. I don't mind he went for it. People are saying he should have, gone for the field goal. But what are you doing having your quarterback in shotgun and then you're passing the ball when you can just give it to your running back who's been running well? Mason just falls down and gets 2 yards, and yet you're passing the ball with your quarterback in shotgun at 4th and 1 at your goal line. So certain things like that, they kill the momentum. Defense, getting gashed on the 97 play to Justin Jefferson. My boy, Mr. Jair Brown got caught looking in his hands in the cookie jar. He'll learn from that, but he got caught looking, and all you got to do is you cannot hesitate. You hesitate on someone like Justin Jefferson, he is gone. And that's what happened. And we were so close. It looked like we can come back and still win it. And then that drive in the late in the fourth quarter, when they killed about 6.5 minutes of the clock and then kicked the field goal. At that point, I'm like, yeah, that's just too much air deflated from the ball to be able to bounce back. So it's that curse, bro. I don't know what it is, gentlemen. It's damn curse of Minnesota. We play them here, we kick their butt. We play them there, and every time we lost to them, on paper, we were the better team. Always. And we lose to them. So I know we're going to get into it more in deeper detail, so I'll pass it over to Lefty.
It was just a bad game. Just the offensive line was terrible. The left side was terrible, right? The play calling at times was bad. The defense wasn't at its best. Just a bad game, and it is what it is. It's early in the season, so I'm not really too worried about it. It was annoying. I wanted to win. I figured we'd win and end this drought in Minnesota, which would have been nice, but it was whatever voodoo or whatever's going on keeping us from winning.
It's
In
working.
Minnesota, I don't know what it is, but it just, I don't have a problem with like the 4th and 1 call. It was actually a really good call. It would have been a touchdown. It got tipped. It is what it is. It was going to go to Jennings for a touchdown. It got tipped. Just like in the Super Bowl, shit, it got tipped. It just is what it is.
Why aren't you running the ball, bro?
I mean, at times they stopped our run, and like I get, yeah, you run the ball, but at the same time, we probably were going to run a QB sneak if they actually placed the ball where it should have went, and so they placed it like farther back than where it should have been, and it kind of. So who knows what we do if it's not at the 2-yard line, right? If it's at the 1-yard line or inch line where it should have been when Kittle caught the ball, then maybe it's different. But it just is what it is. Things didn't go our way today. You know, I understand it's Brown's fault for letting Jefferson get behind him, but in my opinion, why the hell is a backup safety covering the best receiver in the league? Like, why is he lined up with the best receiver in the league? So that's what I'm saying. Like,
Blame Steve Wilkes. Oh, wait a minute, he's not here.
no, I'm just saying, like, I don't even think Odom should be in there, and then you have him on Jefferson. I know Brown's got to help, but still, like, it's funny. You guys remember in our show I talked about having Mooney follow Jefferson, and what did they say? What did Mooney say after the game? I play better when I can follow the best receiver.
They
Oh, well,
kept him
why
on the
the
left
hell would you
side.
not have your best corner follow the best receiver? So
They were
there's a lot of
afraid to
reasons
play
we
man,
lost,
bro.
but-
They wanted to play zone because of him. That's what it was.
Yeah.
I would have. I don't know. I think you could have played man and still bracketed him with a safety.
So here's my thing. The touchdown. It's very simple. Okay. Yes, we all don't like the fact that Odom was on him, but it is what it is. But you know what Odom did to really screw that play up? How you gonna over pursue with Jair Brown? You're in pursuit of him, bracket him off. Don't let if Brown's going one way, you slow up and go the other. Why? 9 times out of 10, when a player is running vertical up the field and they know they don't have the speed to actually get past you, they're going to run at an angle purposely to cut you off. So when you stop, they want to cut back and go the other way. So why the fuck are you both over pursuing in the wrong damn direction instead of one of you going, oh, you're already over there? Fuck it. Let me stay here. The other play that we wound up getting screwed on was that play out of bunch formation. Mooney and I forget who it was. They just looked like, okay, you got this. You got the tight end. I got the tight end too. No, figure out who you got and go get it. Like it just looked like, to me, the defense did enough for us to win this game. Honestly, I have to say the offense. Now,
Fred Warner did enough for us to win this game, not the
okay,
defense.
you know what?
The defense was terrible.
Okay,
Fred
I'll
Warner
say
had
this.
2 red zone turnovers.
I will say this.
Bosa helped.
I can't disagree with you there. That was definitely a great game by we're gonna stop calling him all pro. We're gonna call him Hall of Fame Fred, because Fred played his ass off today, and he gave us everything that we needed. The one of the things that I saw was there were times where Purdy had all day in the pocket, and he just wasn't getting rid of the ball. So I didn't get a chance to look at the all-22 film.
One open.
So I was just about to say, there's one of two things: you're either holding this ball too long and not getting rid of it, or these guys just cannot separate. And
But there's only a couple times he actually had time in the pocket. Most of the time he was leaving the pocket or getting hit, or something was going on. Like, very seldomly did he actually have time in the pocket.
I mean, just to be honest, I'll say it like this, and this is no disrespect to Minnesota's actual head coach, but it wasn't a head coach that outplayed us. It was Brian Flores. Brian Flores outplayed Kyle Shanahan. He shitted on him and made him look bad. So, you know what I mean? It's they, yes, their offense did whatever they did, but at the end of the day, their offense they didn't do enough for us to wind up losing this game.
We just did.
Like, their offense didn't do enough to a point where we could not catch up. It wasn't a blowout. This wasn't a situation where we couldn't have come back. It was just a situation where our offense was stagnant and their offense was moving. And when you get into the fourth quarter and you're down, you cannot, I repeat, you cannot allow them to keep converting on third down. Look at this. This is the third down ratio between teams. Third down efficiency, we were 2 for fucking 10. And they were 7 for 12. That is horrible as a defense. You've got to get off the damn field. You had them on the third down in 12 times, and you let them convert 7 of them? That is a crock of shit. Like, that's where you wind up in a situation where you're starting to look and go, what do we need to do You know what I'm saying? I mean, to be able to win this game. And if you let them convert 7 out of 12 on third down, they had a total of 403 yards, as a team just from rushing and passing. Like I don't remember the last time we allowed a 400-yard game. So we've got to be better about that stuff and not allow, ourselves to keep getting screwed with that stuff, because if you continue to let a team, convert on third down like that, you're going to be on the field way longer than you need to be. You're going to start getting tired. You're going to start getting gassed. We lost Bosa for a bit. Gross models didn't look so bad. That it was nice to see a debut from a guy that we definitely needed to see. We still outrushed them as far as total. Well, no, my bad. They outrushed us. They had a total of 146. And that was between Ty Chandler, Sam Darnold, and Darren Jones. And then, we had 102, and 100 of those came from Jordan Mason. He averaged literally 5 yards a carry exactly, as he had 20 carries. The one thing that I will point out for the people that are looking at Justin Jefferson had 133 yards. 97 of them came on that bomb. So for the rest of the game, Justin Jefferson was nowhere to be found. So outside of that 97-yard bomb, he didn't really do much. So then you look at a couple of the other dudes. You have Jalen Naylor. They did not have Jordan Addison, which would have hurt worse because that motherfucker is way super fast. And if he's healthy and running, he's good. But I think there's just a host of things that happen in this game, and I feel bad for our rookie, Isaac Garendo. He had one run. And the minute he got caught up in that bunch, I was like, yep, Kyle sending his ass to the bench. You won't see him no more. And just like I called it, you didn't see the rookie anymore. And the other thing is, why are we having Debo return kicks? For what? Like, are we using our brains? Are we just saying, fuck it? Like, put Garendo back there.
I think he just Kyle wanted to change the tempo.
Garendo was back there with Debo.
Yeah, but why is Debo out there? Why not Jacob? That doesn't make sense.
Remember he muffed that punt?
I know he muffed the punt, but I'm saying either way, you're supposed to have on your kickoff and on your punt, you're not supposed to have starters back there doing that. That does not make sense. Why do they need to be back there? Now, yes, all he did was just catch touchbacks and kneel down.
I don't think it's a big deal.
But it is, because if he get injured, then what we gonna do?
I'm not worried about injuries.
Yeah, me neither.
You're not going
to with this team. Y'all ain't worried about injuries.
But you're
with
not.
The Niners.
But I mean, I'm not worried.
You're not making
they
decisions
happen
based off of that, though.
What do you mean? You have to understand that these injuries come, bro. We've been the most injured team in the league since both these motherfuckers got out of here.
They're not making decisions on who, what, and what to do based on if this guy's going to get injured.
I know they're not making decisions based on that.
Based on the history of injuries.
Knows you don't put your starter back there.
But if he's your best guy, why not? You put your best people out there.
Debo ain't no great returner. He ain't never did nothing in the return game from us the whole time he's been here.
Well, he's not a rookie. He's not a rookie like Jacob, bro. Jacob's a rookie. You know how Kyle is with rookies. And then when he muffed that punt, I mean, Dion, I hear you. You're worried about injuries. Injuries could happen. But, I mean, look at Greenlaw in the Super Bowl. He wasn't returning punts. He was just running into the field and got injured. So if it's your turn to get injured, you're going to get injured. You don't play with fear of getting hurt. You play to win the game. You do what you can, and if it happens, it happens. But I don't think the Niners are concerned. Like, well, let's not use Debo because he might get hurt. He can get hurt on a pass.
The kick returns aren't really an issue to the game. It just
not as much as last year.
Our special teams was an issue. Because they let them get through to block that to block Mitch's punt. And I don't know what the fuck Mitch was thinking. You see the ball was blocked. First of all, try to jump on the motherfucker. Second of all, if you see another player on it, touch them down. That's all you had to do is put your hand on them and it's done.
It was just
that's literally it.
We played a bad game and lost by 6.
Hey,
we played a bad game and only lost by 6.
Either way, things like that can't happen, though.
I know, but they don't happen often. Like pump box don't happen very often.
I mean, if that's the mindset, then it's like, all right, hey, it's an L. It is what it is.
It is. That's all it is. It's week 2.
I
It's
got
an
you.
L and move on.
I got you on that, but I'm saying I'm just
At least
giving
we
my
didn't get.
opinion on
At
it.
least we didn't get our ass kicked like the Rams and the Cowboys.
We played a bad game. It wasn't.
Cowboys did get broke the fuck off. That was funny.
Mason
So did the
continues.
Rams, 41-10. Give me a break.
What? I
Yeah,
didn't even
Arizona
see-
beat the Rams
Oh
41-10.
my God. Yeah, Marvin Harrison Jr. caught his first TD too.
Two of them.
Damn.
Mason
41 to
continues to
10.
look
They
good.
beat that ass. And
Dude,
everybody's like,
man.
oh, the Rams are so great. Oh, you gotta be worried about the Rams. Shut the fuck up. He's a fucking
Hey, I was gonna ask you guys real quick, and then you could go, Christian. Out of literally the whole team, I mean, I know I'm not pointing out like certain players or whatever, but who do you think had the worst game today?
Everybody except Bosa and Fred Warner.
No, Bosa still sucked at times in the run game too.
He
so.
did.
Yeah.
He was
Well, if you want to
crashing
be
a lot
that
when he
crucial,
shouldn't
then
have.
yes, then just Fred Warner.
And Mason was fantastic.
Oh, that's right, Mason.
Mason had a fantastic
And
game.
Moody, he made his kicks. So
I mean,
Yeah,
I just
so-
honestly, this was like, this is one of those things. Yeah, I know, and I'm telling you right now, the Ravens look really bad. You open up the season 0-2, and you lose to the Raiders of all teams.
yeah,
Raiders
at
aren't a bad
home.
team. The Raiders aren't
At
that bad
home.
a team.
Like, come on, y'all. Yeah, y'all
is-
better figure out what the fuck it is, get it together. But you have Derrick
Well,
Henry.
Kansas City
you have-
almost lost to the Cincinnati Bengals.
Kansas City played like
almost.
shit and should have lost, but that's literally just how
But
it is.
that's the league.
Some teams can play
how
like
they love
shit
on
and
them.
somehow still win. Some teams
That-
play like
Packers
because
win
we-
with their backup quarterback.
Hey, it's Patrick Mahomes, man. You know they're gonna get that dude every which way you can think of. You know what I'm saying? Oh, damn, they lost. See, look, Ravens over there costing Steve-O money, man. That ain't right. That ain't right now. What's going on, Jet? You see Red Zone? He said Minshew Mania.
What's
baby.
up, Red Jet? Shell?
Mason continues to look good, right?
Oh,
So
yes.
that's a positive. That's a positive to take out of the
200
game.
yard plus games. That's
Yeah,
pretty
so
damn
he's
good.
looking good.
Yeah, I ain't mad at
The
it.
pass game wasn't great, when Debo's your only, guy catching
Yeah,
multiple passes.
it's showing the rust.
And then Kittle has some good passes,
the problem
catches
is, though,
too.
it's not. It's sometimes at some points the receivers weren't. At some points the receivers weren't winning and getting open, but a lot of times there was somebody open. But the our offensive line was so bad that they didn't have opportunity. Like Purdy didn't have an opportunity to get through his reads. There was times when like Mason's open in the flat could have been a big game. There's times where players are open and he's not able
Jake
to
Brindle
see
should
him.
have flown on his own plane.
Like he's getting so much pressure, he doesn't have time. Like he's throwing to guys that are covered, and you're like, oh, well, there's a guy open over there, but he doesn't have time to get through his reads because the pass rush is in his face. The offensive line was terrible today. So
This is another thing that I noticed. I don't know how this is going to work, but we need to either find a new center or teach Jake Brindle how to call proper protections or start letting Brock call his own. Because there were several times where there were free rushers. And I know Brock had to see this shit. I know Jake. I mean, these motherfuckers were lining up, ready to go. You know they're coming. Call the proper protections. You have to be a technician at that line to make sure that your quarterback doesn't get killed. And there were several times where I saw free rushers, and I'm like, if I can see this, I know you can see it. You're on the goddamn field. And neither one of them, neither Brindle or Purdy, were like, hey, we need to figure out how to, slide protection this way, that way, because we have a free rusher coming, or I don't have time to go through reads. I need to figure out who's going to be immediately open and do it. And the other thing that I was seeing a lot was Purdy was really trying to get through his reads. Sometimes, man, if you can make it through all of your reads once and ain't shit there, you need to fucking run. Go. You know how to slide. You don't have the issue that Tua has where you always falling forward and unfortunately dealing with the things that young man deals with. You know how to slide, but you got to get out of that pocket. Like there were several times where he was standing there trying his best, And I get it. I know how people are like, you know, you got to stand in the pocket and be strong. Sometimes get the fuck out of there. You know it's collapsing. You know you have nowhere to go.
But that's
Just
part of Purdy's
make a
game.
simple decision to get out of there, bro.
A big part of Purdy's game is he stands in the pocket and will deliver it under pressure.
Yeah, but the thing is when the pressure is consistently in your face and people aren't getting open and they can't separate, don't stand there like a dumbass and continue to let the pressure get to you.
Yeah, I'd say it wasn't Purdy's best game, but relatively based on what the pressure, you know, how much pressure he faced, he played okay. And he was throwing some pretty tight in some pretty tight windows, and he played pretty well.
Yeah, the offensive line, bro. Offensive line
The
stuff.
O-line was
it did
bad.
not look.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's just a bad game. I don't think it's going to be that bad again. It was just
And to Christian's point, we played as bad as we played, and a loss is still a loss. There's no if or buts about that. But to lose by 6 points and still had a chance to win it, you know, there are things they're going to fix. They're going to look at this film. They're going to go back and look at what they did wrong. But they got to clean up those penalties, bro. The 71 can't be being called.
Yeah.
You're Hall of Famer, vote Hall of Famer. You gotta, you know, these penalties, you gotta stop. And
it's early in the season, so
yeah, but it is. But I know that stadium's loud, and I know sometimes it's hard, you know, not to make an error. I mean, their own lineman was making errors, but we'll get our shit together. Our defense is too good. Our offense is too good. Next week, we're gonna take all our frustration and anger on those lambs.
I'll tell you this. As far as the stadium goes, that stadium wasn't that loud. There was a ton of red jerseys in that motherfucker. I saw it. They did way too many shots at the crowd. We traveled so well. We usually wind up taking over people's stadiums. There was more than enough red jerseys in there to drown out the purple.
It was still loud because Pruning said after the game that you had to get used to the whole silent count thing, and he wasn't used to that yet. So getting a little bit of taste of that.
Jess from East Coast Red and Gold was there, and she told me it was loud.
It was a bad game, right? Our run game's still good, Mason's good, but we just the passing game wasn't as good as it could be at times.
And Juwan Jennings, bro, he continues to
and he's hobbled right now. He's hobbled right now, and he's still making plays. So, and we're gonna get Pearsall back soon. That's gonna help. It's gonna make a difference.
That's not gonna help because we don't know anything about him. You can't say it's gonna help when we know nothing.
That is true.
We have seen nothing from Ricky Pearsall. I don't care about his college tape.
No, I can agree with Dion there.
I got to see him on the field. He's got to take some hits. I've got to see how his body is going.
I know. I think
you can say when Christian McCaffrey comes back, he's going to help because we know what he can do.
I think Pearsall's going to help. I do. I think he's going to be fine.
No, he might. But what Dion's saying is he's unproven.
I know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
he's not saying he's going to be bad.
Having him
he
out
can be great, but he's unproven.
Having him out there is still going to help. It's going to be nice to have the extra. I think it's going to be fine, and it's going to be helpful when we do get him. I know we haven't seen him yet, but I think it's going to be helpful when we do get him. And even if it's not him catching, but it
hasn't been out there.
The
They could have brought him out.
Yeah, I don't know why we haven't seen Cowing yet, but it opens up the offense a little bit, so we'll get a chance to eventually.
What we need is a youth to get his shit together and get. You know, I know that you go for your contract,
open
but
at
this
times,
is hurting
though.
him.
But that's the thing. He was, to be fair, he was open. Purdy's not being able to see him and get to him in his reads. Like there's one where Purdy throws an incomplete pass because he's rushed, but if he sees Ayuk's open.
That defense of the Vikings is definitely underrated.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Beto.
No, it's okay. Just saying that defense is really underrated for that.
Yeah,
Vikings.
they played well, but
Vikings defense.
We couldn't block. We could have blocked, and Purdy could have got through his reads. It'd have been fine. Our offensive line was terrible.
Fred Warner, bro. If it wasn't for Fred Warner,
that man right there,
Isaac Adam, and the only reason I say Isaac because he's the one to recover the fumble for Mary Jones, and he's the one that bailed out Jacob Cowing on that muff punt.
On that muff punt. Yeah.
Because that would have been a disaster.
And to be honest with you, I'm not high on Yedem as a DB.
No.
Like as
only for those two plays.
Only for those two plays.
Yeah, I got you.
DB, I do not like him, and I have no idea why he's out there. Like I'd rather put Darrell Luter Jr. or Renardo Green out there then get him. I don't
Have you
have any
seen
idea.
Rocky or
I don't
Sin?
know.
I haven't seen Rocky or Sin out there.
I haven't seen Rocky Sin either. Like, I don't know what this affinity is with him, but it just has to work. You know what I mean? Fred Warner, 9 tackles, 7 solo, 1 sack, a TFL, 2 passes defense, an interception, a QB hit. Like, the man was a one-man wrecking crew.
Yeah, he
Technically,
was.
two
Everybody
forced
knew it.
fumbles.
He has perfected that peanut punch. And he knows he's finding the proper angles to knock that out. And you can
Preach
see
it,
Aaron
Dion.
Jones on the sidelines looking like he was pissed.
Yep.
He wanted to throw some shit. And you saw JJ when he caught the ball. I think that injury kind of started nagging him again, that hip injury from that hip drop tackle that should have been a flag in the last game, but they didn't call it. I think that's why he slammed his helmet down, because he's like, I can only do so much. Because, I mean, when you if you look at the pure stats, you know what I'm saying? Brock Purdy, 28-36, 319, 1 TD, 1 interception. The man was sacked 6 fucking times. That's why Christian is telling y'all the O-line was terrible. Because when your quarterback gets sacked 6 times, yeah, your O-line played like shit. Sam Darnold, 17-26, 2 TDs, 1 interception. He was sacked 3 times.
Our pass rush hasn't been very good.
No, and the pass rush has not been able to get home. These 3
But, like,
sacks was nice.
Hey, bro,
what
but
I
the
don't
Minnesota
like-
offensive line is pretty good.
Yeah.
See, but what I'm seeing too is like we're running zone on those third and longs.
I didn't like that by Nick.
That's
Sorensen.
yeah.
I'd
didn't
rather
trust
see
his
some
corner.
man run some man coverage and get that's going to give a little more time to the pass rush.
There were
for the
too
pass
many
rush to
holes
get
in the
there.
middle of the field on that zone,
Yeah,
bro.
like, and we're running
There you
a
go.
zone. It's like run man. We have corners that can cover and run man. I don't understand why.
Ward
we're not-
would-
They
covered
found those soft spots. They found them.
That's
and
what got it.
exploited them.
That's how they got that field goal at the end of the game, where we could have, if we would have got the ball back, if we had stopped and got the ball back, I think we would have scored a touchdown and won the game. But we didn't, and it's because we're giving up these third and longs when we don't need to.
Yeah. So the positive from today on offense, I'd have to say, was Jordan Mason. Automatically, complete positive. The other positive was Fred Warner on defense. Our special team was a big ass negative, because we have a punter who decided to look at people instead of actually touch the guy down. We have a special teams that allowed that guy to get through to block that. And then, unfortunately, we had the muff punt with Jacob Cowing. So the hard part for me is now, if Jacob Cowing to muff that punt, now we probably going to see somebody else back there.
No, we're not. That was a dude that he was trying to make a play. He freaking called the fair catch the last second.
Could I finish my point? Relax, bro. I was going to say, Kyle and fucking rookies. The minute they make one mistake, he goes running away from them. You know how he is, and that is true. Ever since he's been here, when a rookie that's Isaac Garendo, 1 carry, no yards. Did you see Isaac Garendo again?
That wasn't Garendo's fault.
I know that wasn't his fault, but at the end of the day, you know how Kyle works.
Garendo's the type of running back that you got to give him plays for him to start picking up momentum.
He needs momentum.
Yeah,
Like,
you
he needs
don't
to
put
build
him
up.
one
But
time.
I'm not.
Get stuck in there, you don't play him. That's Kyle's shithead, being a shithead right there.
I think honestly, I think Garendo was in there that one play because it was like 4 seconds till halftime. So it's just probably let's get it out.
Mason was gassed.
And
Actually, Mason was gassed from
Yeah,
that
that's
play.
why.
that too.
There's that, and then, like I was gonna say, Cowing was trying to make a play. He called fair catch at the last second because the gunner was coming in a lot sooner because he might have had a chance to return it. So they're not going to punish him. Like, yeah, he didn't catch it, but they're not going to get super mad at him. It's like, okay, you're trying to make a play, and then decided to call fair catch last second because it's not that big of a deal. I really don't.
No,
think
we don't think it's that big of a deal, but your head coach does.
I don't think.
He goes, your head coach.
I don't think.
I'm just saying he does. Like that's a fact.
Yeah, but
like we all know this to be true. Like I don't know why Christian is fighting this. Like I'm not telling the truth. This nigga run. Kyle Shanahan runs from rookies the minute he sees the.
But you can't wait to shit on Kyle, so you're going to be biased.
These
You're-
are facts, not fiction.
You're going to be biased no matter what because you can't wait to
That's
shit
not
on Kyle,
biased.
so you're going to
That's the
automatically be like,
truth.
Kyle's going to do it. Kyle's going to do it.
You
Like,
really
let's wait and
think?
see.
Come on, bro. You mean to tell me you
Dude,
all
you're
the
all
history
about
this dude has that?
You're all
You
about
know
the
that.
confirmation bias. We saw Garendo once. He ran into a terribly blocked
Look
fucking
at. I feel like I'm watching the Carmelo fight again.
And then you're like, oh, well, nope. Garendo did bad, so Kyle didn't put him in. It's like that's just confirmation bias. Oh well, no, that you don't know what their
That's
plan
not
was or what they were doing.
confirmation bias. It's fact bias.
Okay.
You know this to be
All right.
true. Don't lie to yourself, Christian. Don't sit up here and try to play me.
Don't lie to
bro.
yourself.
Like, I mean, there's sometimes when people try to defend Kyle, and I'm like, yo, come on, bro.
I'm not
These-
even saying
these
I'm
are
trying to
things that
defend Kyle,
happen.
but it's like,
This
dude,
is how he
you're knocking
acts.
him. You're knocking him because the rookie running back got one
I'm
play.
I'm not knocking Garendo.
No, I'm saying
I'm
you're
not
knocking
knocking
Kyle.
Cowing.
I
I'm
said you're-
saying
I said you're
Kyle's
knocking
track record
Kyle.
says something. It's the truth. Stop fighting the facts. Look
That
at-
truth will
tell
change
me-
after a
tell me
Super Bowl.
Tell me simply that you can tell me that you just give me something that says that Kyle does not do that. You can't. That's
No,
all I'm saying.
that is a track
You're telling
record
me,
from
Hold on.
Kyle.
oh, it's
So-
not going to happen. He does shit like this.
Mason
all the
Mason
fucking time.
Mason put the ball on the ground on one play, right? Mason put the ball on the ground. Guess what? Next play he was in running the ball again.
He's his
Mason-
only option.
And he's not a rookie.
And he's not a rookie.
This is his third year.
Yeah, but
That's
he's
all I'm saying, Christian. Come on, bro.
You
You got-
can't
you
use
got-
that
you guys have said
illustration.
this
He's not a
again, like
rookie.
that.
you guys have said this when they're not rookies. Like Kyle's still gonna put whoever is back.
Name a rookie that has messed up and they put him back in.
Name a rookie that they messed up and then they screwed him over.
No,
Who?
but now you're questioning with a question though.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you
but
can't
you're
answer the question with-
you're but I'm saying, why are we having this question if you don't have a backup to the question?
But we're not talking about
All right,
Mason.
man. Let's just move on, bro. Christian,
if that's never actually happened, if that's never actually happened, and we've never seen Kyle actually put a rookie in the doghouse, but we're gonna say that because they're a rookie now, all of a sudden he's gonna put him in the doghouse. That's just you making fucking assumptions with your head up
That's
here.
a track record, Christian.
What? That's why I asked you who did it, so you can tell me where the track record's from.
What do you mean who? I don't
What
need to tell you who.
What rookies
You watch
done
this
that?
game.
Trey Sermon.
Brandon Ayuk.
Trey Sermon.
Brandon
Ayuk had a
Ayuk.
good rookie season. He got in the doghouse his second season. Thank you.
Now
Beto.
the only reason why Pooney's not in the doghouse is because they need him.
Yeah, he ain't good. They ain't got no option to right guard outside of him.
Now Pootie's supposed to be in the doghouse.
No, we
No,
never
no,
said
no.
he was.
I'm saying if he messes up, he won't be in the doghouse.
But
Hey, bro, I love
Ayuk
Kyle.
got put-
I'm with you with Kyle,
Ayuk got put
but
in
he
the
does have that
doghouse.
issue.
Ayuk got put in the doghouse season or in his second season.
You know,
Not
he
his
got,
first.
well, he got
Right,
well, he
man.
got put in the doghouse in his second season, but he
Not-
was left
but
out
we're
in his
talking
first year
about
too.
rookies. We're talking about he did okay for his rookies.
No, no, but what I'm saying,
rookies.
if you look at the tape in the first year of Ayuk, he messed up and he was taken out. First year, he was in the doghouse in second year, but this first year he messed up and he was taken out for plays.
How? Messed up how?
Like dropped the ball, didn't run the right route, like that. Look at his film of year one. I'm just, hey, I love Kyle, Christian.
It's just-
I will not trade
This
Kyle
is-
for nobody. I'm not
it's
like
all
Dion wants to fire
nonsense. Like,
Kyle, but I do
if a
have to
player's
agree that
gonna-
he
if a
doesn't
player's
give
gonna-
rookies a chance.
If a player's going to be there and help us win, Kyle's not going to just hurt the team because they messed up. That's ridiculous.
No, I agree there, but
So I don't think that's.
we're not. We have veterans. We don't have just rookies.
I know, but if a rookie messes up, but they can by having him in there, you could still help the team. Then you're going to have him in there.
And and if you want to use an example of Dominic Pooney, then you're 100% right. But the running back Garendo, they don't need him. They have Mason. So if he screws up, they can put him in.
Garendo didn't even screw up. It's not his fault. He ran into guys that didn't block.
True. That's the
he
wrong
ran,
word.
dude.
But
As soon as he had the ball, there was 3 guys in front of him. What's he supposed to do?
why didn't he put Garendo back out there then?
Because the plan was never to have Garendo out there in the first place. Mason was tired.
Because they didn't put Garendo out there. Mix it up. He won't get tired.
Look, I'll say it like this. the thing with Kyle is he does unfortunately have an issue where when one player is doing well, he will key in on that guy, and that guy will continue to be out there. If you don't believe me, this is another fact you can't fight, Christian.
Yeah, but that's a good thing.
No, listen
That's
to me.
what every
Listen to
coach
me
does.
before
I'm
you
not
say
gonna fight
something.
that.
Just listen to me
And
before you say
it's
something.
not a negative thing that you're trying to make
I'm
it.
making a simple point. Relax, bro. Take a chill pill. I'm saying when Christian McCaffrey is out there, do you ever see anyone else?
No, because he's the best player in the fucking field.
Okay, but at the end of the day, don't you think that best player gets tired every now and then? Don't you think Christian gets gas once in a while?
Well,
and hold on before you say something. Because when those other players do come in to give Christian a rest, you know what they do? They throw the ball. They don't run the ball. They throw it. You know why? Because he's waiting for Christian to come back in so he can run the ball again.
Now, hopefully that will change.
I am not discounting Christian
I've had
McCaffrey's
that
skill.
conversation
I'm
with you
not
20
saying
times,
that.
Dion, and it goes in one ear out the other.
Now,
Okay,
hopefully,
my question.
I don't need to repeat it again. I told you
what
20
did I
times.
what did I say that was incorrect? Please enlighten me, because I'm trying to make sure that you understand these are tendencies that the man has. It's been shown for years, and you act as if you want to bypass.
Last year we couldn't run the ball
every year.
Last year when the
you
backups
did
came
it
in,
this whole time.
Last year when we tried to run the ball, when the backups came in, the defense knew we were running the ball, and they would stop it. And so it was pointless to try. You saw it with your own eyes. I've explained this to you many times. Now this year we have a backup when McCaffrey's back that we know can run the ball and regardless. And we will run the ball. But last year we didn't have that.
We didn't know Mason could run the ball last year. We did.
Not like this. We didn't. Not like this. We didn't. We did not know he could run the ball like this.
This could be a blessing in disguise that Christian McCaffrey took 4 games off.
A blessing in disguise. When McCaffrey does come back, we have a
now he'll trust both running backs.
We'll have a two-headed monster with the running backs, but McCaffrey is the best player on the team.
McCaffrey is.
What's up, David Mayniner?
See that I do not trust that Kyle will start rotating Jordan Mason in more, because he held up well during.
So you're pretty much just saying Kyle's fucking stupid and doesn't want to make the team better. That's pretty much what you're saying, because that's not true.
Read this right here. It says Kyle Ego Shanahan. It's very, very, very true.
Mason has run for 250 yards in 2 games. Mm-hmm. When McCaffrey comes back, they're going to split time. Trust me. Not to mention.
I'll believe it when I see it. I'll believe it when I see it. I don't believe
since we've had McCaffrey.
I don't think it'll be 50-50, Christian. I think it'll be more like 60-40.
So no, what? That's
or maybe 70-30.
I'm going 80-20 at a minimum.
That's because you're a pessimist. That's why.
I'm not a pessimist. I hit you with facts.
You're always thinking the negative, dude.
That's not a negative.
I'm just telling you
what's up, Brad?
This is what Kyle does.
He's not
Use your brain. You know when. Come on, bro. You got to stop fighting the fucking truth.
Since we found out Mason this year is actually pretty good and we can actually trust him to run the ball, is the first time we've had an actual trustworthy running back that stays healthy since we've had McCaffrey. Otherwise, we haven't had anybody really that we trust to put in when McCaffrey's out. McCaffrey is the best player on the team, if not in the freaking league. The guy can do everything. He's that good. He's the best player. So, excuse me if they don't want to take out the best player in the league off the field. Okay?
Sorry, man. I'll move on, bro. I'll get off.
Not to mention, he doesn't come out. He doesn't come off. Kyle, and you say Kyle doesn't.
It's all right.
McCaffrey won't come out. Kyle can send a running back in, and McCaffrey will tell that running back to get their ass back on the sideline. And what are you going to do? He's not going to come out. That he actually does do that quite often. So your best player wants to be in the game. You try to take him out. He doesn't come out. When he's in the game, a lot of great things happen. It is what it is. But you can't knock a head coach for keeping his best player, the best player in the league, in some people's opinion, on the bench.
I've never said keep. I said rotate, rest.
That's the same thing. I'm saying he's keeping him out there. He's not.
Keep is a different. You're using the wrong word. Keep means you stay your ass there. Christian is not to stay on the sidelines. Christian is to get the bulk of the carries. All I'm stating to you simply is, bro, you have viable options outside.
Now we do.
of
We haven't
TNT.
before.
We knew who the fuck Jordan Mason was. Did we know
Well,
he
we
could
didn't
play
know he
full
was this
games?
good.
Hold on. Did we know he could play full games and get 100, 140 yards and none of that? No, because we never gave the man.
Last year,
Hold
every
up.
time Mason was in, or even Mitchell was in, defense would play the run, and we'd get nowhere because they'd be playing the run. It happened
Okay,
all
and
the
9
time.
times
So
out of
every
10, when
single
you see
time.
Debo in the backfield, the defense just puts 8 in the box because they know we
Yeah,
running the
I know.
ball.
I don't like that. I don't
Different.
agree with Debo in the backfield either. I'm not. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about what happened last year, and every time we put another running back in, there wasn't McCaffrey. They weren't scared
It's
of
all
our
right.
offense, and they played the run, and the run went nowhere. Hence, well, you don't have
That's
anybody
yeah.
else.
Yeah.
You don't have anybody else
B-Dubs,
that can make the offense
move
work.
the subject, bro. Just move the subject, B-Dubs.
Yeah,
All right.
It's an agree to disagree. He gonna love on his coach,
I
and
win.
I'm gonna
win.
call
So
it like
let's change the
I
subject.
see it. That's fine. Let him
make
love
the
on his
actual
coach, bro.
point that makes sense.
Love
So
on
let's
his
change the
coach.
subject.
That's it.
I proved it. I proved everything that I needed to prove. That's why we're changing the
I
subject.
didn't see much you did, but okay.
All right. Well, anyways, moving on. What do the Niners have to do from learning from this loss against Minnesota? What do they have to do to rebound, focus on the Rams, and learn from their mistakes that they did today, and be better next game?
Real quick.
Beto.
Oh, me? Okay, real quick before I answer that, I was going to say, if I'm going to play something. Let me know if you guys can hear it. Because
Okay.
I don't want to be thinking you don't hear it and then you guys are hearing it. Here I go.
No.
Okay, good. Because I want to hear it in this year and hear you guys on this year. But but I don't want to sit there and think you're not listening. You're like, hey, okay, so my porn's good. Okay. Sorry, my cartoons. So what was the question again? I'm
No,
sorry.
mom is.
No, I don't watch porn, guys. I'm sorry.
So basically, how do we move
look at
on
Christian. He
from
looks
this
so cute.
L and learn from it and basically turn it around going into Rams week?
The Niners, listen, the Niners had a bad game. The shit didn't go their way. We only lost by 6 points. That means it's not like the Minnesota Vikings just kicked our ass. We couldn't do nothing. It's just certain things did not go our way offensively. We couldn't stop the pass rush. They were harassing Mr. Brock, and Brock was running around. And sometimes the people may not admit it, and Brock is a very strong individual in the pocket. But when you start getting hit a little bit too much, you're definitely going to stupid. Say that on camera, Joey. Say that on camera.
You know he won't.
That's exactly.
Joey turned into a mouse when he get on camera. He quiet as shit.
He was like
If he off camera, boy, he'll light your ass up in that chat.
Yeah. Turn off the camera, he goes on. Turn on the camera, he shuts up. But the Niners just need to go back to the drawing board, bro. Just go back, fix the little things that didn't work. Game plan a little bit better, and Kyle just needs to call better plays. Because there were some plays that I didn't like that he called. The Niners did not execute him either. So they'll get back to the drawing board. I'm confident. It's only week 2. We're 1-1. The Cowboys lost. The Detroit Lions lost to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So there were a lot of unusual losses this week. It's not like there's a precise team. Minnesota's 2-0, but they're not going to remain undefeated. Let's keep it real. Okay, so there's no reason to panic. All they got to do is get back to the drawing board, which they will. They bounced back pretty good. They're going to fix the things that went wrong, and they're going to take it out on the Lambs, on our little brother, and we're going to just go into our second home and make them go 0-3. And when they're 0-3, we'll be feeling better at 2-1. I'll tell you.
It's a long season. We're going to have more losses than this.
Shut your mouth, Christian. Once enough.
We're going to have
what do we need?
No, I know, Christian. I know.
He was saying, what do we need to? Brandon was asking us, what do we need to do to rebound after this game? Like, what do we need to pay attention to and fix? Go ahead, go.
Well, probably not running so much zone on 3rd and longs. Maybe try to play some man.
There you go.
help the pass rush a little bit since the pass rush has been kind of mediocre.
Mm-hmm.
We really need to work on setting the edge on run
Mm-hmm.
plays. When our best, our the guy the highest paid defensive ends crashing down and not setting the edge. I don't know, the same thing he did that could have won us the Super Bowl. That needs to change, and the offensive line's got to be better. They just have to be better, and our receivers got to win their matchups. Like that's why Purdy's having a hard time finding guys open. That's why when he threw that interception to Juice isn't winning his matchup, and that guy, he has nowhere to go, so he tries to throw it to Juice. Obviously, Purdy's got to make some better decisions on that one, but it's just fundamental things, really. Um, we didn't play our best game fundamentally, really. That's what it was. A lot of small things. Um, if they can figure that out, we should be fine. I'm not expecting though this year to be like, you know, kick the crap out of everybody. We're gonna have some losses. It's all about this season. That's what I'm saying. This season's all about just getting in the playoffs. I know everybody cares about all the, other things like, oh, we got to get the first seed, blah blah blah. I'm like, just get in the playoffs. You don't always have to have the first seed to win the Super Bowl. There's plenty of times you don't win the Super Bowl at the first seed,
Look at the
whatever. But
Giants. Both years they won it.
just get in it. Just get into the playoffs healthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, get Mason healthy for the year. Hopefully, him and McCaffrey healthy in the playoffs, stuff like that. Like that's why I'm not really sweating the loss. Like, yeah, it sucks to lose, but I'm not sweating it because as long as we win enough games to get in the playoffs, I don't care. Like,
There you go.
it's not the boat's not sinking because we got a loss. Everybody acts like one loss and it's the end of the world. It's like we played a bad game. We're gonna do that. We had a short week, an early game. It's hard for guys that live on the West Coast to go and play those 11 o'clock. Well, it's 10 o'clock their time. It's 11 o'clock for me, but 10 o'clock games for their time. That's early, So I I know everybody says it's not an excuse, but because it's week 2, it's more of an excuse, right? When you're more into the grind of the season, but it's week 2. It's not a big deal,
In
We
no way
lose.
is anybody pushing the panic button. It's
There was
just
a lot of people a lot of Niners Twitter was pushing the panic button.
oh well, that's not
Whatever
his Twitter.
reason.
That's to be
Yeah,
expected. That's
I'm
nothing.
not panicking.
That's virtual chaos. Like it literally is. It's
Yeah,
chaos.
I'm not panicking. I think we'll be fine. I think, Kyle's going to learn from this because, like, you say that I only stick up for Kyle. I think he needs to be better. His play calling was trash today, so that's something that needs to be better next game. His play calling. I don't think his play calling at times was great. I thought it was pretty lackluster. Sometimes I feel like he's not. I don't know. Maybe it's because it's week 2. He doesn't fully open the playbook yet. But there's been other years where I feel like the playbook's been used more and we've had like more things going on to help the offense compared to what I've seen sometimes now, where I'm like, okay, well, I've seen Kyle call these other plays. Why don't we use them, right? So,
Yeah.
and maybe that's because guys are still getting up to speed. So
Mhm.
we need to see some better play calling from Kyle, but it also might be because, when your top receiver misses all of training camp, um, stuff like that. So your rookie receiver that you drafted is not there, things like that. So your, best player on your team is hurt for the first 6 to 7 weeks. I think we need to see the playbook open even with the guys that we have, and we need to see like Kyle be a little bit better in calling a game.
There you go. And so let me say this because I went into his spaces, and the first thing they did before I even came up, and that was with Roscoe's. First thing he did before I even came up was talk shit. He's like, "Oh, here come Dion. He only come around when it's negative, and he just gonna come in here and talk about fire Kyle." Like, let me state something, okay? It's really fucking simple, and I'm so glad me and my brother Beto understand each other. I just want us to win a fucking Super Bowl. That's all. I don't understand why the fuck I'm so wrong for wanting us to win a damn Super Bowl, for not being happy with losing it. Why am I always? Why do people have this idea that it's wrong to want your head coach to finish the fucking job.
The reason Dion,
I don't
this is
get it. Like
this is
every person that is a fan of every team should want their head coach to get the fucking job done and understand when you fuck up and own your shit and try to make better decisions and grow. So people out there are just like, oh, Dion's on the fire Kyle train. I'll tell you this. He loses another Super Bowl, I will definitely be on that bus. As of right now, it's not about firing him. Just get the fucking job done. Shut the fuck up, call the right plays, and at the end of the goddamn year, hoist the fucking Lombardi. Get the monkey off your back, bro.
it's hard to win.
I can tell you right now, it ain't no way in hell that man sleep comfortably knowing he lost 3 Super Bowls. There's no fucking way.
Oh, I mean,
you can't tell me that year in, year out, mentally, you're not thinking, I got to get at least one. I got to get at least one. Like when people talk about a Super Bowl loss, like they talked to Trent, and Trent was like, hey, man, you got to flush that and move the fuck on. Like you don't dwell on it. You don't live in it. None of that. But I can tell you right now, when you do lose a Super Bowl as a player, that does fuck with you. When you keep losing to the same team and you just can't seem to win, that does fucking. No, hold on. It does.
They're the luckiest motherfuckers.
But I'm saying it does bother you. At the end of the day, people, you go out in the media and say what you're supposed to say, not what you really want to say. There's a very famous comedian, God rest his soul. He's my favorite comedian of all time. His name is Bernie Mac. He stood on that Kings of Comedy stage and said, I'm a comedian. I say what you want to say. All of them crazy, negative, weird, fucked up, twisted thoughts that we as human beings have, he can say it. Why? Because that's what he does. His job is to just say the most off-the-wall shit to make you laugh. At the end of the day, it does fuck with you when you cannot get the job done. Honestly, the only game, if we scrape into the playoffs, I don't care. The only game I want us to win this year is the fucking Chiefs. Yeah. That's all I want. Yeah, I just want you to beat Mahomes and Reed one time, because what people don't understand is if you get that game and you win, I don't care if you win by 1 or you win by 50, but the fact that you finally took those bastards down, it now in your mind, it says they're human, they're regular, we can do this. Because every time you play them, you keep taking an L. That shit is frustrating. Bro, I know. I had an ex who had a son who played football, and his team was pretty good. He was a damn good running back. He was a damn good little DB. But there was a team in his league that was elite. These motherfuckers were undefeated on a consistent basis, winning that championship on a consistent basis. And I can tell you right now, before those kids went into that game, all of them had their heads hung low. You know why? They just knew what the fuck was going to happen. I mean, they had a kid on the team, for God's sakes, he looked like baby Clay Matthews. And I was like, what the fuck? This is weird shit. But you know what happened? The coach, he looked at him and said, hey, I already know what y'all are thinking. Get it out of your fucking head. We've come up against them a million times and we took L's, but we need to get a W. And I need y'all to be in good spirits mentally to be able to carry yourselves to that win. Whether you win by 1 or you win by 35, it doesn't matter. But that is the biggest win we need this year. We need to be able to win games, get into the playoffs, have a good seed, all that good stuff. Yes. But if there is one game that solely needs to happen, and for us to get a W, it's got to be Kansas City. And I don't think anybody sitting here disagrees with me on that.
I mean, we've lost Kansas City in the Super Bowl because those guys have some crazy luck, right? They probably don't even get in the end zone if Ray doesn't fumble that punt. You know what I mean? So,
but either way, it's an L. I don't care how it happened. It's still an L.
I want to go back to more like what Terry mentioned, that CMC and Trent didn't play good in the Super Bowl. That's kind of like where I'm at with, I don't really care how many games we lose or where we finish. I want to actually be hot when we go into the playoffs this time, because we peaked early last season. We made it to the Super Bowl, but we peaked early. We didn't play our best football in the playoffs,
Mhm.
and so we didn't play our best, football in the Super Bowl. Had we played, had we gone into that playoffs playing our best football, that game wouldn't have even been close. But no, weren't playing our best. So this season should be about, even if we start a little slow, a couple wins here, a couple losses, as long as we finish strong
Yeah.
late in the season, get in the playoffs,
Yep.
wherever that may be. We want to be hot if we do get to the Super Bowl. We actually want to be playing our best football. So, like,
I
yeah, would it
like
be
it.
nice to beat the Chiefs? I don't care if we beat the Chiefs, as long as we make the playoffs and are hot going into the playoffs, because
I
we
I
we
only I
rested.
only care for the mental capacity
I
of this
understand
team.
that. I understand that too.
Like
It's just,
that's all I'm saying. It's
but
just
I think
it's
these
a
guys are ready to
situation.
play no matter what. I think these guys are ready to play. So I don't think
It's
these
just for me, it's
professional
just a
athletes do it.
situation of getting it out of their heads.
And
Because as much as people continually tell you
yeah,
that stuff doesn't bother them, those are all fucking lies. Okay.
yeah,
If you go out and you have a profession and there is someone that is better at you at that profession, and you want their spot. You're trying to get
mhm,
that top spot, but you can never beat them. It bothers you. You know why? Because you spend
yeah.
time trying to figure
Like,
out how the fuck to get them.
if
And
you ask,
when it comes to Kansas City, it literally, I guarantee you, it sticks in their craw every time they take an L from them.
mhm.
Whether it be the fact that Bill Benovich doesn't know how to call fucking flags, and him and his fucking
So
weird ass crew, I hate those bastards,
my,
or whether
yeah,
it's the league just finding a way to give Patrick Mahomes another Super Bowl because Taylor Swift exists. Like, there's all kinds of things that go
I
into it. But at the end of the day, it truthfully does bother you when you get to the Super Bowl and see the same fucking people on the other side, and only a few faces are different, and you
yeah.
still can't beat them.
See, I think
That's frustrating.
one of the biggest reasons we didn't beat them, and like, it goes back to, in my opinion, getting the first seed and sitting the final week of the season, and then having the bye week, and then going to the playoffs. Everybody thinks, like, I know everybody thinks the bye week's so great and you get a week off to get healthy, but like, sometimes certain teams, and I think our team big time, it doesn't. It was more detrimental than it was helpful last year, because we pretty much got 2 weeks off, and it completely killed the momentum and what our offense specifically was playing with, and our offense was not that great. Yeah, we won games and came back and whatnot, but they wanted their best, so we wanted our best at the Super Bowl. Like, that's why, like, I don't care as much about the bye week as everybody thinks it's so great. Not really, because it fucking hurt us last year. You guys think it helped it? No, it hurt us, because, oh well, we got the bye week. We're gonna sit our guys in week 16 or week 18. Then we're gonna take the bye week. Well, now you got to try to get your offense going again. It's like, yeah, no, the way that Kyle's offense works, that extra time off is not helpful. Not when
Okay,
you're
so you're
running hot.
saying you're
Not when
saying
you're running hot.
you're saying at least be the second seed at a bare minimum and
Yeah,
keep
I
going.
mean, if you get the
Okay,
first seed, great. But at the same time, like,
okay.
we peaked, we peaked right as like, obviously the Ravens game was bad, and maybe that's when we
Mm-hmm,
peaked before that too.
mm-hmm.
Obviously, but I'm just saying, like, we weren't the same after having resting the players and whatnot for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So
No, no,
I know that it's good. I
I
know it's
like
good
your
to get
sentiments,
I
and
coming
see what
all.
you're
healthy.
saying.
I know
Yeah,
it's good to
I
coming
like what you're
healthy,
saying. I like it all.
but the
Yeah.
way that this team is made, and especially last year, the way this team was, we should have never had time off.
Oh, can I say one thing? Thank God
Good.
Juice exists. Wow, Kyle, you realize your fullback wasn't just a fucking blocker. Thank you. I appreciate you for incorporating Juice back into the goddamn offense. He ain't the fastest motherfucker, but he sneaks out of the backfield and be standing wide open every now and then. Not all the time, but thank you, Kyle, for starting to reincorporate Juice, because that's what you do. That's the number one thing that Kyle typically is actually good at, is incorporating of everybody and their mother into the plays. Do it and keep doing it. All I'm saying, like put it like this. Say CMC is healthy. Give CMC 20. let Jordan get at least 5 to 7. And that way you keep him going. This time off is better. And people, I know some people don't like it. Unfortunately, this is why you don't grace the cover of Madden, dipshits. You don't do it.
That had nothing to do with it.
So-
He was hurt. He got
I
hurt
don't want to hear
last
that
year,
shit.
He was
Don't
hurt
do it,
last
Christian.
year.
The
So-
shit's real. You know it's real.
Speaking-
There have been too many players that have been on that cover and been injured. Don't
That
you
shit
try to
was
pull that
broken.
on.
It got
It's
broke
true,
a couple
bro.
years ago.
No, it's
It's
real.
just because he
You
had
know
a
that man
he had that
is real,
injury.
bro.
That's why he wasn't at his best in the Super Bowl. He was injured.
Well,
So
yeah,
real quick,
okay, but if you're saying that, then what I'm saying actually makes sense. You had a healthy Mitchell, you had a healthy Mason. Why not rotate guys in? Don't force Christian out there with a bad calf. You go ahead and rotate your backs, and then that way Christian doesn't have so much sitting on him.
We could do that this year.
When Elijah Mitchell came in, what did he do? He did what he normally did.
No.
He had almost 6 damn yards per carry.
He got
All I'm
stepped a lot.
saying is if you understand it and
got
you
stepped a
know
lot.
this, just be smart, man. And the beauty of it is they don't prepare for the other guys because they know when CMC is in there, that's who's gonna be the guy. So if I have Jordan Mason, but like this, if I'm Kyle and I have CMC, I got Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason is healthy. I know for a fact that team says Kyle sticks with CMC a good 98% of the time. He does not switch off of him. He usually does not pull him from the game. You know what I'm doing? Yep, that's what you think. But I'm going to punch you in the mouth with Jordan Mason because he's a hard runner. I'm going to give him a couple carries just to throw you off. And then I'm going to put CMC right back in there and let him get off in you. It's just confusion for the defense because you can't get on the field and then prepare for a dude you ain't fucking seen.
That'll happen this year though, because we actually have a viable back we can trust that we know that
fingers,
can
toes,
run.
and everything that I can cross.
I'm telling you, dude, that's the whole point. That's why I said last time there's a blessing in disguise that we have to.
We'll see later throughout the year, man. That we will. But I mean, laptops are up next. No one, and we all exactly. We all know how we do them. Okay. Yeah. And we all know, and we are we at home or are we in their house?
We're at Levi South.
We in Levi. Oh, my bad. I don't even know why I asked that question. That's a home game anyway, because Rams fans don't exist. I actually had a Rams fan try to come for me today when he saw me because I had my fresh ass, beautiful, brand new Talanoa Hufanga jersey on. You know what I'm saying? And I had my Niner hat, and he ran up trying to talk shit. I said, "Sir, find your other fans and then come talk to me." You know why? Because they don't exist. And he was like, "No, I mean it's bullshit." I said, "Okay, don't make me go back to it." I said, "Why was your quarterback's wife trying to make sure that people didn't sell tickets to us? Because we take over your fucking stadium, dumbass."
Yeah, this rivalry week. Well, it'll be interesting.
We're gonna we are
this is the game we need to bounce back.
Let's take the shit out on the fucking Rams. Let's beat the brakes off of
We need a bounce back.
There's no Puka Nacua to be worried about, people.
Or
so
Cooper
all we have to do is
new Cooper Cup.
Oh, Cooper's not in?
Cooper Cup walked out with the boot today.
Ooh, we have no Cooper. Bro, we've got to be able to take advantage of that and just kill these motherfuckers. Yeah. We should be able to just destroy them.
All right. We're gonna end it right now, but last question. Who do you guys want to see have an improvement game that's coming up next game against LA?
Offensive line.
Okay. Beto?
Defensive line.
And Christian?
Just roll with me, bro. I know you want to say O-line. He does. No, he wants to say O-line with me.
Shanahan, I want to see the play calling be better.
Oh.
Okay. I'm gonna say special teams.
Oh.
For sure.
Yeah. Okay, so in consensus, the whole fucking team.
Yeah, basically the whole fucking team.
I said O-line. Beto said D-line. And then Christian said Kyle. You said special teams. I'm like, yeah, that's all facets of the game.
Joey said safeties.
For what Joey said, I don't want to see Odom starting anymore.
Yeah, I don't either.
Bro.
Put Mustafa back
look,
there.
Thank you. Just bro.
He did have one
Look,
nice play in the end zone though.
He had a nice tackle too.
The kid is a hard hitter.
Yeah.
He gives me Patrick Willis vibes when he hits me.
Mm-hmm.
You know how long I long to see a Patrick Willis type hitting motherfucker.
I guarantee you that.
Just
I guarantee you
do it.
that's John Lynch's. That was John Lynch's pick, and he hits like Lynch.
Bro, Mustafa went and sat and reviewed tape with Dante Whitner. Whitner already called the fact that if he gets in, it's going to be hard to get him out. Now, I'll say this. Huff is definitely not in danger of losing his job. We'll probably see him in a couple weeks.
We might see him next week. Who knows?
Let's hope, man. But at the end of the day, we took the L in Minnesota. It is Minnesota. This, unfortunately, has been a recurring theme since 1992. So, only thing I can say is, you bitch ass
on to the next.
You win in the regular season, but you can't see us in the playoffs.
Another interception by Williams.
What? Caleb threw another one?
Yep.
Ah, dude.
Gosh. Yeah. My boy Josh.
All right, y'all. Well, until next time, guys, we'll be back later on this week to preview the next game against the LA Rams. Till next time, go Niners. Peace.
Go Niners.
Go Niners.